world turns.
Hello, welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Angel, and this is my handsome co-host, Eric.
Hi.
Today we'll be covering As the World Turns from January 2nd to January 9th of 1987. Roll the credits. Okay, so what should we start with? Should we start with the wedding?
Yeah. The wedding was fun. Oh wait, before I start, I have to give a shout out to the As the World Turns fans. I met what was his name? Sean Christian today, who played Mike
Kasnoff.
Kasnoff.
Yes.
And he told me to tell everyone out there that's listening, hi. That was his message, and he was very cool. But we can go on. I said I'm not doing your year. We're doing 1987, but whatever.
That's fine. Hey,
So,
look, he's a part of the As the World Turns family.
very nice guy. Very nice guy.
Yeah, no, I've heard good. I heard really good things about my not Mike Kaisoff, Sean Christian.
Mike Kasnoff, Daniel Jonas, whoever.
Yeah.
So wedding.
So wedding. So it was a double wedding actually. I didn't even know this had happened because I'm not as keen with the As the World Turns 1987 as I should be. But so it was Lisa Miller Hughes. And we're not going to go over
However many names. Yeah.
She married Earl Mitchell. And then it was Shannon O'Hara married Brian McCall. Or did they? So
Right.
So they got married. Lisa and Earl got married.
Earl got married, yeah.
They had a long kiss. It was so funny. And then when it got to Shannon and Brian, Shannon basically said, "I'm sorry, I can't."
And ran out, right?
Yep, and ran out. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with Shannon at all. I don't know. Do you know how long she hung around for?
Because it would involve a little bit of a spoiler, but she hung out until like the late 80s. I'm gonna like.
So she stays on for a little bit longer.
She stays on for a little bit. Yeah, she stays on for a little bit.
Beatrice doesn't seem like a long character the way they're writing her.
Right. In fact, hold on. I gotta shout out the As the World Turns book, of course.
Yes, I got mine. Got mine.
I was able to figure out who is who, what is what. I got mine in like around in the 90s, so of course it's gonna look bad and it's gonna be missing the 50s. So
and I got mine this week thanks to eBay. And since I found out Sean Christian was in it, I had him sign in here. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think he signed the wedding pic. I'll see if I can show it on here, but I don't know if it'll show. There's a picture of like him and whoever he was with. I don't know because I didn't watch it, but you might know.
Yes, Rosanna, the first Rosanna.
Oh, is it the Rosanna? Is it the first Rosanna?
The first Rosanna. Yep.
I didn't know how long Rosanna was around for.
So she was around maybe from like 96-ish to like I think like 99, 2000, and then that's
and she's Carly's sister, right? Right,
Carly's sister.
I love Katie. I love Katie McLean.
Mm-hmm. So back to the wedding. We basically Earl is like, okay, let's like everybody calm down, that sort of thing, have drinks, everything like that. If you want to kiss Lisa, you have my permission.
Right.
And then now here's something I didn't realize. I didn't realize that James and Lucinda were a thing. I thought they were only in the 90s.
I feel like everybody was a thing. I feel like when I was watching this, I'm like,
people.
Yeah, when I was reading this book, I was reading I think like the 86 to 90 section, and I'm like, dude, everybody hooked up. Barbara was with everybody. It felt like
she was with Tom.
Right?
Like, I didn't realize she was with Tom.
Yeah, they had like a one night fling.
I think Hal that were together because that's how Adam came about. So
right. So I don't know who's Adam. Is that their son?
Adam, yeah, Adam's their son. Yeah, Adam is
okay.
He was played by oh god, the guy from Glee, the main character, like the Will Suter from Will from Glee. If you watch that show, he one of the Adams was played by him.
Is it Matthew
Matthew
Morrison?
Morrison. Yep, Matthew Morrison.
Oh, really?
For
Oh, I
like
didn't know he was in
literally
that.
2 seconds.
Oh, wow.
I think he left for Glee, and that's why he wasn't Adam for that long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I only started watching in 2007, so I know hardly anything about like 80s, 90s stuff.
Yeah, I started watching, before we get back into it, I started watching around 1998, 7. It was around the same time I watched
Oh,
Guiding Light, but
good stuff.
I did see like I think like people were sampling it in my family, and I would see the opening credits, so I would see the Cosmic Global opening credits that we saw.
Right.
It was the last version of it. So because there's 3 different theme songs of it.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same animation, but it's the theme songs change throughout the 80s and the 90s when they have that opening.
I liked all their theme songs for the most
Yeah,
part. I think I liked all of them. I actually like the 80s one the best.
yeah, the 80s
The
one
one
was
that we're
great.
actually watching. I don't know why. It's just like it's very dramatic and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, and it's just like the world's spinning and shit. So it's cool.
So basically, Shannon knows from Harriet that Beatrice loves Brian, and that's why she broke off the wedding.
Yeah, this was really weird. I think with this so first of all, I was confused at where everybody was. Like I feel like some people were in London, some people were on an island. So, I'm like, what is happening in this show? Is anybody in Oakdale?
Well, yeah, everybody wasn't in Oakdale, so I
Where
know
was the
that
wedding? Was that in Oakdale? That was in Oakdale, right? Or was that on
what
the island?
the island. I think the
The,
island was like adjacent to Oakdale,
okay.
but the
I guess kind of like
Hugheses,
Cassadine Island
yeah,
with GH.
most of the Hugheses are in London for the whole Sabrina
Yeah.
story, which oh my gosh, I hope we didn't miss the part where like the iconic moment where like Franny first meets Sabrina.
I don't think so because the way it seems like they're like asking about her, it seems like it's heading to that. Because I'm like so curious. I'm like, what is happening with this Sabrina lady? She looks like her. Is it like it can't be a twin, right? Because isn't she Bob's daughter?
Yeah, Franny is Bob and Jennifer, who is she's long dead. I think it's Kim's
Okay,
sister. She's related to Barbara. I forgot how she's related to Barbara. Because Barbara and Kim are related.
dude.
They,
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this
mhm,
show. Like
lots of
I
people.
even I even looked up the family tree and I still don't get it. I'm like, there's a lot going on here.
And then Kim has a son with John Dixon, Andy. That's we did briefly see Andy in this.
uh, I can't picture. Oh, is he one with Dusty? Is Andy the one with Dusty?
He was with Paul. He very briefly came
With
up with
Paul. With
Paul.
Paul. That's
Yeah.
who I was thinking.
Yeah,
Right,
he
right, right.
very briefly was here with Paul, but he has a very iconic storyline at the end of the decade with his alcoholism. So
Oh, all right.
yep, yep, and he's
We'll
married to
get
Mara
there.
West, the actor who
Oh, he's
plays
married to
Andy's married to
Carly?
Mara West. They have a bunch of kids together. He stopped acting
Oh.
after As the World Turns, basically to help raise
Oh, in real life.
have a career. So it's so cool.
In real life. Okay.
In
I
real
thought
life,
on the
yeah.
show, I'm like, wait, he's married to Carly? Wait, what?
No, he's married tomorrow. Like he's actually Scott the Freitas
Right.
is married tomorrow
Yeah,
West.
Scott DeFreitas. Yes, yes.
Mhm. So I guess in the crowd can we pivot to Lily and Holden?
Yeah, so I did read some of that, but I'm glad I did because I really didn't understand, like, because I didn't know Meg was a little shithead,
She is.
apparently. Because I think their story started like with like Holden and Lily liked each other or whatever, but then like Holden was with Meg, who's a sister, but like she didn't realize that, so she got jealous, and then ever since then, Meg like had a bad taste in her mouth about her and just doesn't like her.
Ah.
That's from what I read in my book. I was trying
Yeah,
to
because it
prep.
looks like because Lily and Meg have like a conflict, which isn't
Right,
entirely explored. Like when she returns as Marie Wilson,
right.
she's kind of saddled off with Paul, and which people call the vortex of suck. But
Yeah,
but
I know. I fast forwarded them and went toward the end
yeah,
because I didn't know.
it was rough until she went crazy, and then that was interesting.
Yeah,
um, so so they go outside. I know at the same time, almost the same time as Duncan and Beatrice. They were out. Duncan and Beatrice were outside, so we'll kind of talk about them for a little bit. They were like, "Oh man, there's a curse in the family," and Duncan's like, "No, there ain't no curse." And
yeah,
then Lily and Holden go outside, and he's basically like, "Hey, like, like, hey, I want to be with you," and Lily's like, "You're too involved with my mom for me to be with you," and stuff like that. And
yeah.
he's like, "Let's go back to the farm," which I assume they're gonna make love. Which, if you know the history of Lily and Holden, at that point, it's assumed that the audience knows that Iva is Lily's mom. So I was like, "Don't do it."
Wait. I'm
So
confused.
remember when who oh my god, who was it? Was it Craig? Craig said something about like your maternal instincts coming through.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people at this point knows that Lily and Iva are related. That like, but we don't know. Like but Lily doesn't know.
Okay.
Lily
Well,
doesn't know yet.
Who's Ira related to Holden?
Yes, but they're going to kind of retcon that. Yes, Ivan and Holden are brother and sister, just like Megan and
Oh,
sister.
okay.
So I think people are trying to pull Lily and Holden apart, but there's a reason for that, but Lily and Holden don't know the reason.
I gotcha. Because they think they're related. Is that why?
Yeah, because they think they're related, but they actually are not related. It's like they kind of retconned that on Iva's part.
Okay.
That way, it's not as icky. But
Well, there's a lot of icky things in these soaps.
I know, right?
They really do like to go there. We did that with Edge of Night. There's the
Mm.
one character grew up with her brother. It's where they grew up as brother and sister, but they thought they were like half siblings,
I
but
saw
they
the
both
episode.
yeah, it's Paige, yeah, Paige and Brian, I think. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, and they went there for a long time. They're like, and then they found out they weren't actually related, which is good. But at the same time, when you grow up with somebody, that's your brother. Like, ew. I
Gross.
don't know. But go on. Like,
It's
that's
different
what I'll say.
with Lily and Holden because they didn't grow up together. So, but still,
Right. Yeah. Well, still, that's what would it have been her uncle, right? If that was
it
Iris'
would be her
daughter.
uncle.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ugh. Yeah.
I hate when soaps go there, but whatever, it's drama.
Yeah. It's
That's
drama.
why we're here. There's a lot going on. So yeah, we can do England because we have Kim, Bob, and the baby Christopher
Christopher.
over there.
Yeah.
Who's Christopher? Who's he? Who's baby?
Bob and Kim's son.
Okay, so then she was an. I thought it was, but then like she's kind of older, so then I was like, maybe not. I don't know.
Hey, look, soap operas they do that. Oh, if you're over a certain age, you can have any kids.
And then
Don't
sometimes like
cause
they look
exams.
older. And sometimes back then, I feel like they look older than they actually are. So I'm not
Yeah.
really sure like how old people are supposed to be.
Yeah,
And
because they
looking in
made
this book, Bob was a handsome devil. I mean, he's handsome as an older man, but
he's
like he was
actually
a
still
handsome
alive.
man. What's that?
John Hastings is still alive.
Yeah,
He's like
but he
90
was
now.
handsome when he was. Yeah, yeah. He's like, wow.
And then, of course, Catherine Hayes unfortunately passed away a few years ago.
I
But
know.
yeah, I'm sad. I wonder how
I
they're
think
gonna.
she did. I think she did one of the locker rooms too
She
before she
did.
passed away.
She did. I remember
Damn, a
seeing
lot of
it.
Lucinda too. Didn't she pass?
Yes, she did too. Yep.
Yeah. What the hell,
And
man?
also Anthony Herrera, who played James, also passed, but that was like a
Yeah,
long.
he died a while ago, I
It was a
think.
while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have James is there. was it what's his name? Steinbeck,
Stenbeck, yeah.
and he's he seems like he's trying to reform
Yeah.
because I guess he was evil, but it looks like he's trying to reform, but yet he's still shady as fuck.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Like
like this guy, man.
yeah, it reminds me of Roger Thorpe on Guiding Light. Like
Mm,
they try to reform him too, but still kept his messiness.
yeah. It's saying, yeah, they don't always try because we like those villains, so they always try to keep them on. But when you write them in the corner, you have to kill them off
Yep.
again, kill them off
Hmm.
again and again and again.
Again and
But
again.
we
They
love it.
actually died more times than Roger did. So now I think about it.
How about Stefano and Days? I wonder which one's
Oh
more. We
yeah,
haven't looked at it.
they're up there together.
We should totally do a podcast about that. All the deaths and how many people came back and all that. That could be a whole thing.
So
But
I
yeah,
know.
so London. Okay.
Yeah, London. So let's go to London. Yes, let's do London. So in London, there's a girl named Sabrina who looks like Franny. Um, and Bob and Franny and Seth Snyder, who's related to the Snyders, and Kim, they're all like investigating this thing. Bob went somewhere to see a guy.
Was
Forgot
it?
the guy's
I
name.
forget his name. Jerry something, right?
Yeah, Jerry. I think it was Jerry.
Yeah.
And Bob shows Jerry the picture of Sabrina, and he's like, "Oh, I've never seen her before." But he keeps the picture for some reason, and he puts something on the picture, like a piece of paper or something, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for the outcome of that.
Yeah. I don't think that we got with that. Like, I don't think we know. That's why I'm very interested in the storyline because I have
Mm,
no idea where it's going. I'm
yeah,
like, they're looking for. Why are they looking for this Sabrina anyway? Because she looks like Franny.
just
Like, I don't understand.
I guess right now that's just that she looks like Franny. I kind of know like the outcome of it, but I don't want to say anything. Uh,
Right.
but
No, it's fine. I don't want to. I don't like spoilers, or I
yeah,
don't like major spoilers. Little ones, I don't care about. But
yeah, because
yeah, I'm
like I
interested
said, I saw
to.
like the iconic scene where like Julie.
Yeah, and I'm like, did they really go on location in London? I wonder.
Yes, they did. In fact, in the
Did
last
they?
episode, they said flight. Oh my gosh! Like, what did Dan Regent say? What did you say, Dan Regent? Um, they like it mentioned that they flew over there.
Okay. Yeah,
They
because
were.
it looked like it too with the shots that they did. Like, and I know that and usually when they go overseas or whatever, they they focus in one more like scenery because
Mhm.
they paid for it, so that they want to get their money's worth.
Yeah, they want to get their money's worth.
So yeah, because
Uh,
you could see like remember the one scene they showed like the two characters, and then like you see like a scene of London,
mhm.
but you can't like get a zoom in of them. But yeah, it's
Get
cool.
our money's worth. Because
But yeah, I felt like there wasn't that much done in London. Like
there
everything,
wasn't.
like
No,
they
no, there wasn't. I wanted to see more
no,
because then there was Seth and Sabrina saw a guy. He runs.
yeah, the
I
old
guess
dude.
because he thought she was Sabrina.
Like, what did Sabrina torture people? Like, I want to
Yeah,
know
this
what's
is
going
Sabrina. What are
on.
you doing, Sabrina? And then when he realizes it's not Sabrina, because Sabrina apparently wears glasses and is plain.
And what
Okay,
brought them to London? Did they go to London because this woman looked like Franny?
I don't even know why they went to London. To be honest, I don't
Yeah,
even know
well,
what started the London thing.
we'll get back to you next week after we read our books.
Yeah, we'll go back to you next week after you read our books.
But
Rest
yeah,
of the
they're in London
podcast
for
was
some
just
reason.
reading. So let's go back to not the wedding per se,
Okay.
but like the events surrounding the wedding. Like,
Yeah, the wedding wrapped up kind of quick. Like it was just kind of like they got married, and then Lisa and Earl went off pretty much, and then the Shannon and Brian. Shannon's telling Brian, "Oh, go be with Beatrice. You love her," and
mhm.
Beatrice is doing the same thing. You love him. I'm like, why don't you just be a throuple at this point?
Right?
Y'all
Well,
seem
since
to love
Shannon
each
doesn't
other
even
enough.
want to, but it sounds like Shannon doesn't even want to be with Brian. Like
Yeah, like I don't
I
know.
only think that
Confused.
that requires triple material if one of them is just like, just go with her, go with her. I don't. Because it sounds like the
Right.
Shannon. It sounds like the Shannon is one of those people who like doesn't like to settle down, but she fell in love with Brian and thought that she could settle down with him. But then when he found out that Beatrice was a factor in this, she's like, "Oh, that gives me an excuse to just run off again." So
Yeah. I was confused with them because like and every time they talk, basically it's the same thing. Like, go to
yes,
her, go to her. And Beatrice, I feel like is going to be killed off. Like, I thought she was going
I
to
read
die when
ahead.
James.
I'm not going to say anything.
Right,
I
right.
read ahead in the book. I was like, well, "What is this Beatrice person?" Like, oh.
Yeah, she might not last much longer. It doesn't feel like she's going to last much longer. But she's somebody. She's related to someone, right? Isn't she someone's sister?
Duncan McKechnie. They
Oh yeah,
are siblings.
Duncan. Yes, yes,
Now.
yes. And she seems real weird too. Like she seems, yeah, like just off. Almost like a lady in white, which we talked about. Like she just like
Yes, Lady in White.
looks like she doesn't go, and she really wants to go back to Scotland, and they don't want her to, and I don't know why.
Just like, go, I want to go back to Scotland. No, you can't. Why? Because you can't.
What? It's like 6 episodes of her like, I'm gonna go back to Scotland. They're like, don't let her go back to Scotland. Why? What happened over there? Why can't she go back? Are they after her there?
I
Like,
wonder if
what
it
is
has to do with
happening?
James because well, so little later, James actually knows like how to get through to like the all my children Chandler Mansion back
Love it.
like the back like the secret
Yeah,
passage
the
things
secret passage.
like that. Mhm.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I love when there's a secret passage.
And he actually gets a little physical with her too. Like I was shocked.
Yeah. Well, he was gonna kill her, I think.
Yeah,
When so so what was the thing? So somebody died, and Beatrice saw James strangle somebody. Did you catch
yeah.
the name? I have the name somewhere. Well, he strangled somebody and killed her, this lady. And that's what we're like. We don't know if it's. I'm guessing it's true because I know he's like the ultimate evil villain.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming he probably did. But he also seems like he's trying to be good. So
Yeah, I think he's trying to
anyway,
get
and,
good
it,
for Lucinda, like to play to keep up appearances with Lucinda, I guess.
and who paired him with Emily? Ugh.
Ugh. And that's gonna be a thing for years. Like it's always gonna be like,
Really?
yeah, that's gonna be a thing for years.
Is,
Like
is he
because Emily
obsessed
is
with Emily?
freshly 18, from what I understand,
Right.
and then
And
she gets
Barbara,
recast like down the line too twice. So
I always thought Barbara was like the one that was like James was obsessed with, but was she more
so
obsessed
it'll
with
be
him?
back. It'll be so it's both. It's Barbara and Emily.
Okay. And
So
what's going on with this Falcon shit? What's that? What's that about?
the Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that.
So they talk about like they think that James is the Falcon. Somebody thinks Duncan is the Falcon. Margot was talking about it, and they're like, "Oh," and I guess the Falcons with some kind of drug smuggling thing. I don't know what's happening with that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't even pay attention to that because I was trying to watch it a few times because like sometimes the sound gets a little like bad. So
Oh yeah, yeah. And Duncan and Barbara are together in this.
yeah, Duncan and Barbara are together. She's not with Hal. I love Hal and her together though. I think
Yeah,
they
Hal came toward the end, didn't he?
towards the end. Yeah, he was in Toronto.
Who's Hal related to? He goes to Margot's, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's actually not related to anybody at this point. Um,
Uh,
but then they give him a family like in the 90s.
oh, that's funny. They build around him. I mean, they do that with a lot of people.
Yeah, he's like,
I mean, I guess they need more people to hang out with or
mhm,
something. And then Duncan stole something from James too, because he was there looking for something.
mhm.
And that's when, oh yeah, she saw. Apparently, Beatrice saw him strangle Suzanne, whoever Suzanne is.
Yep. Bye, Suzanne, because we all know who she is.
I don't know who she is. I don't know if she was important. I don't even remember reading about Suzanne in my book.
Yeah, me neither.
So Tom and Margot, I feel like had issues during this time too. They touch on she lost her baby.
Yeah. So, interesting tidbit about that. Tom and Lisa are related. Lisa is Tom's mother.
I don't think I remembered that,
Yes,
but I do now.
Lisa's Tom's mother. So the reason why this keeps happening is because allegedly Eileen Fulton has what's called a grandmother clause, which means that for the longest time, whoever was related to Lisa could not have kids. So Tom could not sir a grandchild because of this grandmother
Wow.
clause. So, but then finally I think Casey was the first one. Not the Casey we're seeing now. There's a later Casey. There's who's named after the Casey character.
She was that much of a diva?
Yep.
Wow, that's fun to know. I guess maybe that's why they kind of wrote shitty for her toward the end.
Yeah, because like I love Lisa. Like she's such
A
a
lot
great.
of people do. Yeah, I heard that she's a really good character, but from what I've seen, like when I watched from 2007 on, I feel like she was maybe in it 5 times. Like
Yeah,
she was hardly in it toward the
hardly in
end.
it.
And then apparently, I think she had left. I remember reading this story. She left years ago. I don't remember if it was like the early 80s.
Yeah, because
Um,
Betsy von Furstenberg replaces her at some point in the early
oh,
80s.
yeah. And she left due to lack of storyline, I think.
Yep.
And then look, later on, she had no storyline. So
No.
that's a shame.
Yeah, but
Um,
so there was a miscarriage with Margot and Tom.
yeah, and I know that caused kind of a rift between them. Also, I think Tom had just slept with Barbara before that.
I knew it. I knew they were together. I knew it because then when Margot gets with Hal, that's revenge.
Yeah, I think they had their one night stand at this point because that's what I read in my book. So
Hmm.
I read that they had like a one night stand because she was pushing him away pretty much. So he just like turned to Barbara, and Barbara seems like she sleeps with anybody. So I guess
Hey,
that's how that
nothing
happened.
wrong with
Why
that.
not? Nothing wrong with that. Whatever. um. So I'm trying to think.
One
I think
of
we covered most of the first episode for sure.
yeah, we were basically through the first episode, and then
And who's the woman that's sleeping with John? Who's that?
Emma. So Emma is the
Sweetie,
mom of Holden,
Emma.
Lily,
I
Iva,
could.
and Meg and
Okay.
Seth.
I thought so, but I could not get her name. Like nobody said her name, or I missed it up somewhere. Because I was
I
like,
didn't have that in my
lady.
bingo card. I forgot. I didn't even know that they were a couple. I always thought it was just like John was with Kim.
Well,
John was with
again,
Linda.
right. Again, I've only seen later years, so she had no storyline when I watched. She would just be like the mother of everybody, and everybody would just go talk to her. But that's it, like a sounding board. So I was surprised she was even hooked up with anybody. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
she had a relationship. Okay, that's nice. They go search for Shannon because I guess Shannon ran off. Nobody knows where she went.
yeah. She went with why am I calling her Heather? Her name's not Heather. Harriet.
Harriet, and who's Harriet? Do you know
I
related
don't.
to?
I
She's
was
like
trying. I wanted to look her up in the book. Like see who the actress was because I did that with every other character. I was like, okay, I know that Hillary B. Smith from One Life to Live plays Margot, and this is some plots as Craig. But Harriet, I didn't look up because I
well,
was like,
hopefully there's
there would
some
be a letter.
Afterworld Turns fans that help us and some comments that we
Mhm.
get so we know what's
Yes,
going on. Help us along, people.
tell us what you think.
um, yeah, tell us who Harriet is. Oh, Lily. Okay, so Lily and Holden, they were kind of. I'm not a big fan of them. I know
I
there's a
like
big
later
fan base
stuff.
for them.
I like their later stuff, but they seem
But they're so young, and he's like saying all this stuff. You're a part of me, and we belong together. First of all, I hate when people say we belong together in soaps. That was the stuff that James Riley did in the '90s that kind of get on my nerves. Like Marlena belongs with John, Hope belongs with Bo. That always got on my nerves. I'm like, no, you don't belong to anybody. We're not property people.
Mm-hmm.
We like to be together. Like that's not no. I never liked that. But I guess it's almost like
A
that
destiny type of thing.
yeah, like a romanticism type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I never like even like in when I was younger, I just didn't like that. Who talks like that? Like even like on all my children and stuff, they never talk like that on One Life to Live. Nobody says I
Yeah, they
belong
don't
with
really do that
him.
on my children either. Yeah, you're right.
No, it was very D's. This one, As the World Turns, which
Passions
only that.
especially.
Passions, uh-huh.
Passions was huge with that. They were like, "You're my destiny. This is fate."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy at the end of the episode of the
Yeah.
nine of the 1-9 episode. He was like creeping in like that cafe that they were at, and then they run. Sabrina, sorry, not Sabrina. Franny runs out and runs into a waitress.
Yeah. I really want to know what the hell's going on in this storyline.
Yeah,
So I really don't.
and then
And
she
then
was
like
also
I
Franny was also there was also a church, and you could hear children singing, and she was just looking, and I thought something was gonna happen there, but it didn't.
maybe it means something later or something. I know, that was weird too. I thought that was odd. I'm like it's almost like a horror movie setup.
Yeah, the Amityville Church.
Yeah. Oh, Peter Marsden was the guy that Bob met up with.
Okay.
And then so then it wasn't Jerry. I'm sorry. I don't know where I came up with Jerry, but maybe
Ah,
it was Jerry somewhere else. But and then I doesn't Peter call Franny and he wants to meet up with her and he wants her to come alone.
yeah, he did. Yep.
I um I know she's gonna be an idiot and go alone. I feel like she should just be
I
like
just have a feeling. I have a feeling it's gonna happen.
because like she should be like, Seth, come with me, but stay in the car and I'll go in alone.
Hmm.
But they won't do that because they're idiots. But maybe they will. Maybe they'll be smart. You know how soaps are. They
Hmm.
can't do that.
We'll continue with part two of As the World Turns in just a moment.
Yeah, nothing major happened with Margot and Tom either through these episodes. Just that, like, oh, he got offered a job in Washington,
Okay.
right? To do what detective work? I don't know. To do something in Washington.
Something. Yeah.
And he didn't. He said no at first, and then he's like, "Well, let me check it over at Margot." And Margot's like, "Well, like if we had the baby, would you have even considered going?" And he's like, "No." He's honest. I mean,
Hmm.
what do you want? I mean, he could have lied, but he's like, "No, I would have stayed with you and the baby." That's kind of sad. I don't know. But then he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, well, we do our different things. We both have our different jobs." I'm like, "All right, whatever." And that was pretty much it with them. They didn't do
Yeah.
too much.
I think another big one in this was Casey and Lila, which Lila
Oh,
is
I love this stuff. I don't know why. I was really
Lila.
into
Yeah,
it.
Lila is Craig and Margot's mom.
Margot's mom. Yes. I don't know why I don't know why I love like an older woman and younger man
Oh, you'll love
storyline.
guiding. You'll love the Vanessa and Matt story on Guiding Light.
I well yeah, you know what, it's funny. I never seen that story play out, but I seen them as together
Hmm.
later in the year. I started watching 97, 98, so I didn't see when they actually hooked up.
Yeah, we
And
were
by the time
me and Tommy were at the beginning of that in
Yeah,
that.
and by the time like I got to them, I feel like they didn't really have any more problems. Like they were kind of backburnered,
Hmm.
unfortunately, because people just forget how to write sometimes for
Yep.
people. Like they'll write really good stuff for like 2, 3 years, and then you're all invested, and then they're like,
Uh-huh.
oh, they're on once a month,
Once a
and you,
month.
and
The mid
and
burns.
it's sad you even like forget about them. You're like, oh yeah, Vanessa.
Oh yeah, there they are. Hey.
It's so sad. I hate it. Why can't they write good for people? And they do it to every on every
They do
soap.
it. Yeah, it's on every soap.
But
Casey and Lila.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
Me too.
Casey, so like Casey is about Craig. So Casey mentions he's in college. Craig mentions that he's younger than. Sorry, that Casey's younger than Craig. So
Right.
So he's like maybe in his early 20s.
I guess, yeah, because he's a doctor, right? Or like a resident, maybe?
He's a resident, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got to be in his like 22, 23 in that area, maybe 24 even. Not terrible.
Not
How much
terrible.
she in her
Look,
is she's in her 40s?
Consenting adults.
I got nervous when she was going to sing because I was like, oh, because sometimes, it's not that good. She was actually had a really good voice. I was actually impressed.
She does have a really good voice.
I like that song too. I was like, that's so pretty. Like that was good. I don't know. I feel very invested in them, and I feel like we've only seen them for like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But we have like Craig's like pissing on it. He's like, you can't date him, blah blah blah. And then yeah,
I love that Margot doesn't care.
Me too. Margot's like, if mom's happy, she's happy. Like, what are you doing? And then John gets involved. Why? Why does John get involved? What's he have to do with anything? Was he with Lila?
John is actually Margot's dad.
With Lila, I guess.
Yeah, with Lila. Yep.
Okay, so he's just.
So there is like that. I used to be with you, and now you're with this younger guy, and what's that have to do with me? And
F off, dude. I was like so pissed at them too.
And I love John. Like John has become one of my favorite characters. Like later when I started watching, but like, come on, John.
Isn't John evil?
John
or no?
Is a complicated character. He's not evil per se, but he's like complicated.
I read some of his stuff in like the late 70s, early 80s, and he did some shitty things. Yeah, like very shitty things. Because I was looking him up when I was watching 1983, 84 stuff, because I saw like when Meg Ryan, Marissa Tomei, and all that. I watched all that like a couple years ago. I didn't get up to 1987 though, and I didn't watch any in 86. I don't think yet, but I need to. But yeah, like I was reading about him. I'm like, damn, he's a douche. Like he did some major shitty things. So yes, I guess he's a complicated character to say.
Very complicated character.
But yeah, I was not happy with that, and I'm like, this woman is happy with this younger man, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Craig and John said something, and it got to her head, so she dumps his ass. Pretty much immediately. She's like, we shouldn't see each other anymore. But I don't know who got through to her. I know Margot was like all for it.
Margot got through to her, I think.
Yes, but she ended up calling him, and she's like, come home, because I guess he was living there temporarily. I don't know the situation of that. I don't know how long he was there for. But yeah, I was really into that for just meeting these characters though. I felt very invested. I guess because they had like longer scenes and they were like they were good and they had good chemistry. Like I loved it. I'm all about them. I'm rooting for them, and I'm like, well, they aren't on in 2007, so I'm assuming that they probably either broke up or maybe went off together or somebody died. I don't know. We got a lot to watch. So
the only one who was really together in 2007, I hate to say this, was Holden and Lily.
Yeah.
Even then, they were kind of like fractured a little bit.
Yeah, because I remember they were fractured.
Tom and Margot. Duh. How could I forget Tom and Margot?
Oh yeah.
They were both recast at this point.
Yeah, they were. They were like recasted multiple times. I think.
Multiple times. Yeah. In fact, the ones before them, Margaret Collin and Justin Dees, they are married in real life. Yes,
I watched them together on As the World Turns. That's how I started. I think they were still on in 82, 83. And Margot, what is it? Margot Collin? Is that her name? Collin? Or Margaret Collin? I forget. Anyway, she was Paige in Edge of Night.
Ooh.
And Justin Diaz is the other podcast we're doing, Ryan's Hope. He's in that. So all these people are still in. Yes, Buzz.
I love me some.
Yeah.
See,
I I think he went there right after As the World Turns,
that was no,
and then
actually,
he
he was in
stayed.
Santa Barbara, and then As the World Turned, and then sorry, and then
Oh, I didn't
Guiding
know.
Light.
I didn't know he went to Santa
He was
Barbara.
in
That's
Santa, yep, he
exciting.
was in Santa Barbara.
Damn, we're covering all this stuff with Justin.
Yeah,
We got it all covered. We got your Justin Diaz channel now, or Diaz. I don't know how to say his name. Diaz,
I think it's
Diaz,
D.
Diaz. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, what's in Edinburgh? Yeah, who went there?
So
Oh, James went
Shannon
there, right?
and Duncan and Harriet were at his house.
In Edinburgh,
Well, in Edinburgh, yeah.
right. So now we have an island, we have Edinburgh, we have London. I was so hard
And
to keep
Oakdale.
track. Yeah, somebody's in Oakdale, I hope. Holden and Lily, I guess, right?
Well, Luther's Corner. Well, we did see Luther's Corners, which is that's like the oldest set. That's one of the oldest sets on the show, actually, because I remember it
Luther's
looked
Corner.
the same as it did when I was watching in 2000. I mean, well, in like the 90s and 2000s.
Oh, and I made note too with when oh my God, what's his name? Tom was talking to Margot about he was gonna go to Washington for a few months. Is that when he was recasted with the other one? Do you know?
I don't think so. You know what? You're right. Greg Marks is only on until 87. Then Scott
Oh.
Holmes plays him afterwards and plays him until the end.
Yeah, anytime they talk about like going away for a while, and that's usually a recast time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
That's so funny.
We're getting a recast, Tom.
So he's coming as somebody else, and then that's when that's when they mention the Falcon ring, and they think Duncan is the Falcon, but they can't prove it. So everybody's trying to get, I guess, information about Duncan or something to prove he's the Falcon. But then, and some people think that James Stenbeck. And what the hell is the Falcon? We got to look that storyline up because it's driving me nuts.
I know. I need to know more. Emily went out with Barbara's brother.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick. She was like, "Oh, I never been with a guy before." And James comes in. They kiss. Rick takes out like a camera. Actually, I can show you the exact camera. It's probably this camera like this. and he takes a picture of them. So I can't wait to see how this.
Yeah, I guess and like what is this? I'm trying to think of what so I don't. Yeah, they don't want people to know they're together for some reason, right?
I mean, this is James.
Is that why? And then, and this was funny to me too. Like, if James is so bad, like, I'm surprised Barbara even lets her see the kid. Doesn't he get like visitation rights 2 days a week?
I'm wondering if there's just something with a custody agreement and stuff like that James has to see. And this was post Hello Barbara, so of course,
Was James? But James died at that point. Before that, right? Or
yeah,
maybe I guess
before that, and then I think this is like his second. The second time he returns, or the first time he returns, I think.
I like how Margot talked to him too. Like she went in, like trying to like get him, I guess, or talk to him, like she knows he's up to no good. She's like, yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, whatever. Like he's just like lie. She's like, yeah, you just lie all the time. I don't, whatever. I have John wants James in prison. Oh yeah, John's like after James. It seems. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah.
Why I don't know why they're enemies.
Nah, I mean, because it's James.
And Margot talks about smuggling something out of the castle, but I didn't catch what. And I guess that's what the Falcon is involved with. Well, hopefully we get that the next week. We gotta watch. Because some things I'm just so confused.
What storyline are you most excited for with all these moving parts?
My God. Oh, I don't know. I want to know everything. I do. I want to know what the hell, why people won't let Beatrice go to Scotland. Will she get to Scotland, or will they kill her off before she gets there? Let her go, will you? I wouldn't. Barbara, I'm not too into right now. Barbara and Duncan, they're not
Me
like
neither.
Duncan. I guess I'm curious about a little bit because I want to know if he's the Falcon and what the hell the Falcon is. Um, uh, who else? Casey and Lila. I'm all about it.
I'm all
Like I
about it.
said, I loved it. Like I loved when. Did you watch Dallas?
A little bit.
Oh, okay, like they get Peter and Sue Ellen at one point. Peter's like this 18-year-old boy who teaches John Ross how to swim. Well, him and Linda Gray, Sue Ellen had some great chemistry, and I love it. And they didn't do it; they did it very tastefully. Like it took a while for it because he was like a love interest for Lucy, but he was always around, and then he would always pay attention to Sue Ellen, and Sue Ellen, always with JR. But it's good stuff. It's
Good.
good. It's good. And I just like that. I don't know why I like that. I guess because it's not done too often,
Hmm.
where it's like a younger man with an older woman, and I
Hmm.
and I like that stuff. Lucinda was hardly on. What the hell is she
She was
doing?
hardly on. Yeah, I thought she would be on more, especially
Right?
the wedding. Like when she was featured a little bit at the wedding, and had like
Very
little clips
little.
and stuff like that. But I wish she was featured more. I love Lucinda. Like that's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I don't know too much about her. She wasn't on too much in the end when I watched, but I did. I remembered when I did watch. I watched when Lily came to town before she was Martha Byrne.
Hmm.
She was another Lily for like a year, and I did see Lucinda then, and she was on a lot during that period of time.
Oh,
But I guess maybe she's on vacation. What's that?
would that be Lucy Deakins as Lily?
I think so. It was whoever the first Lily was, because it was right when Lucinda and Lily came on. Um, but she seemed to have a lot more to do then in like 85, 86. Like I said, I'm gonna say, and Meg. What's up with her?
Yeah, what's up with Meg? She's so I like her. I like this version of Meg. She's
I
like
do
kind of
too. She's interesting. I don't know who I think she likes Dusty. She seems really into
she
Dusty.
likes Dusty, and then but she's dating Tonio, who's married to Sierra.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yes, yes.
And
I was like, wait a minute, and then I read the book. I was like, wait, she's married. He's married. Sierra's married to Tonio, and then
is Sierra pregnant
Sierra is
too?
pregnant.
I put dude owes Barbara money. He took a loan from her, but I didn't know who
Barbara's
the dude.
brother. Barbara's brother.
Rick?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rick owes her money. Um, yeah, Lila got flowers from Casey. That was cute.
Hmm.
It's so funny, like when I was so into these two, and like I only they were in like 2 episodes, but I was all about it.
Hmm.
I'm like, yes, I like this stuff. Earl and Lisa, they don't do too much. They didn't get to go on their honeymoon, I guess, because all the drama that happened at their wedding. So he's just saying like, "Oh, I'll take it." And who the hell's Earl? Do you know who he's related to?
So Earl and Shannon
Somebody.
are related. They're
Okay.
uncle and
Oh yeah,
niece.
niece. Right.
Yeah,
I did remember that.
and then
Um,
the whole wedding. And then Lisa actually was married to Brian's dad, I think.
Lisa was married. Oh,
Yeah, but I think he died.
Lisa kills all her husbands off. I am curious to know what else. Oh, Doug is or Duncan's up to.
Hmm.
He
Yeah, I remember
seems
that
shady
too.
too. Him and James are both very shady.
Yeah, I remember the actor from The Bold and the Beautiful. He played Macy's dad, Duncan.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
he played
that.
Macy's dad. Yeah,
Oh. And then
something
Hal.
Alexander. I forgot his first name.
Who's Hal again?
Hal is like the chief. Okay, I think I'm skipping ahead a lot. He works for the
That's
police
fine.
department. I think he becomes chief of police at some point.
Okay. So I
He
guess he was
is.
on a break because he came back in this
Yeah, he was. I guess
episode.
he was on a break because. Yeah, and unfortunately, the actor died by suicide in the early 2000s.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, yeah, because like there
Shit.
was a point where like he his mom died, and then he was affected by that, and then he unfortunately died by suicide.
Oh, that's so sad.
And then like they recast the role like before he died, they recast the role too because of the whole situation.
Right. I did make note that Lisa at one point called James Jimbo, which made me laugh. She's like, yeah, whatever, Jimbo, or something. I was like, I like that. So I guess she's not a James fan.
Nah, I don't think so.
See, I don't know what he did. I didn't. I have to read up on James because I really don't know the evil things that he did. Do you know any of the '80s stuff that he did up to this
I
point?
mean, aside from like sicking a bull on Barbara and his son Paul,
How
I
did
think
he do that?
yeah, he sicked the bull on Barbara. It was an all location shoot. It's like very iconic. You need to
That's
watch.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
I think he actually was abusive to not. I mean, not in the sense of abusive relationships that is like real and like not messy, like real and like terrible. But like he
Right.
had one of his wives on a roller coaster for a long time. It was weird.
Well, what did he? So, if he did that to his son, though, why would he have custody of, or not custody, but how would he even get to see him at this point?
I'm guessing that Paul wants a relation. I'm guessing it's all about Paul. That once he
Oh
wants a
my
relationship.
gosh.
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, look, to be honest, Danny Pintaro was playing Paul at the time, so
Oh, he was so cute as Paul. Yeah, I remember watching him as Paul. I love that guy. I follow him on social media. He's a good dude. He seems fun.
yeah, I heard good things
And
about
I
him.
did meet him years ago. I got him to sign something from Cujo. He was really nice.
Oh, he
I
was a
think
Cujo.
he
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a little boy with D. Wallace. I have this note. It says, "Dude that got hit comes on to a lady helping him. Who is it?"
Okay. We forgot about Tonio.
Oh, is that who that is?
Tonio Reyes. Yeah. So Tonio, yeah, he's married to Sierra, involved with Meg. I feel like who was? Oh my god, who was the guy that he hit? That they were hitting? Because I run a few times. I was like, who hit him? Because I thought it was Holden because the guy was they were all wearing the same suit. To be honest with you, so
Right. Yeah, I do have that as a note. There was like a lot, like 3 or 4, like same featured men, like dark hair,
mhm.
dark eyes, and I honestly couldn't tell them apart. I was like, I don't know. That's why I put a lot of like, dude did this, dude did this.
So I think it might have been Craig Antonio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was
Which
Craig.
would make
I think you're
sense
right.
because Craig likes Sierra too. That's a whole entanglement too. Or Sierra likes
Yeah,
Craig. Like Sierra kept looking at the party like at
yeah.
Craig and Iva. So
Meg basically called Dusty a doormat to Lily. Oh yeah, I think she did say that because Lily, but like Lily, like I don't know. Lily says that they're friends, and Dusty knows that they're friends because she likes Holden. So like, how's that a doormat? It's just you're being her friend. I don't understand. Meg's
I
just a
guess
bitch, I
they
think.
couldn't. I guess I guess the friend zone wasn't created yet. So that would be friend
Right.
zone. That would probably be somebody saying, "Oh, he's in the friend zone." So
Do you remember who the lady was with the punch guy?
was that
I
Lisa?
put redhead. I put redhead lady leaves punch dude.
Oh man, I don't know.
Was it Iva? Iva? Was it
I think it
her?
was Iva. Iva has red hair. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Duncan tells somebody that he will find proof that Stenbeck killed Suzanne.
Whoever
I gotta
Stan
know
is.
more. I gotta know more about this.
Yeah.
Um, James talks to Emily. They kiss. They end up in bed together eventually. Ew.
Yeah. They.
Oh, there was a lot of proposals in the last episode.
Yeah. So yeah, because Seth and Franny got proposed.
Seth, yeah, in like a weird way too. It was just like I thought he was gonna break up with her, and then it ended. I was like, "What is happening?" But yeah, and then like neither of them went with rings either, right?
Yeah. And then
And then I
I
John.
forgot to
Okay.
mention this. There was a whole storyline where like where like John Wesley Shipp's character named Douglas Cummings was obsessed with Franny,
Oh,
and
really?
Bob briefly brought it up. It's like, oh yeah, thank you for being great to Franny after the whole Douglas Cummings thing. And I'm like, wait a minute, that was John Wesley Shipp. That was the Flash.
Yeah, I didn't know John Wesley Shipp was in As the World Turns. I knew he was in Guiding Light, right? Wasn't he in?
Yeah, he was Kelly, I think.
Yeah, in the '80s. So I didn't know he so pops around. That's kind of cool.
He's
And
so
actually,
around.
I knew he was in it because in the book I saw his picture and I was like, ah, and I went back to it. I'm like, John Wesley Shipp, who do you play? So yeah, he's in the book too.
So I got some homework for the both of us.
Uh-oh.
Read the 1986
I
portion of
did.
As the World Turns book.
I did. I read a bunch of it, which is why I just. But there's a lot more. There was a few more things I didn't get to read though before this, but we'll read more and we'll watch. Watch more and stuff. I think. Oh, and then John proposed to Emma as well in the same episode.
Yep.
Without a ring in bed. I'm like, these are very unromantic proposals. Like for a soap.
Like, hey, will you marry me? Yeah, sure. Where's the ring?
Yeah, right? I'd be like, do it when you get a ring, buddy. Like, what?
Yeah,
What is
get
this?
down on one knee.
And that's when I have Sierra pregnant.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's pregnant with Brian at this point. Who is?
And somebody
Craig.
kissed Craig, and I didn't know who it was. Was that Ira? Does Ira hook up with Craig?
I wonder if it was Iva. Yeah.
Iva. I'm sorry.
Iva.
Ira.
What it be? Not Ira Glass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is where I have Franny and Seth run around looking for Sabrina, church and kids singing. You should see my notes. It would be like a 5-year-old wrote these. So funny. We still have Craig harassing his mom about Casey, which is annoying me. Because I'm like, I'm rooting for them. I only known you for 2 episodes, but I'm rooting for you guys.
I'm rooting for you.
There was a picture of Sabrina in some book.
There was, yeah.
Made note of that. I don't know. There's a lot going on, and I want to know more. I'm hoping we have all the episodes that we need.
And we have research too.
And then you said something about this. Someone's spot. Wait, hold on. James confronts Rick about blackmailing Emily. I have her grandma is around. A waiter reported someone outside spying on her. Grandma calls Margot. Oh yeah, to report for Meg.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Meg just didn't want to report it or whatever. Because Emily, I'm so sorry, Emily. I'm confusing myself. I'm like, yeah, wait, that's Emily. Emily's grandma. So we got to see Emily's mom is Susan.
Susan, yeah, we don't see Susan.
Yeah, we don't see her because I remember the Stewart Girls from 2007 when I started watching. It was Susan, Emily,
Allison would be on it.
Allison. I loved Allison.
Allison doesn't exist until the 90s, so.
Right. She was a little shithead, but I do love her. And she passed recently, too.
Yeah, Marty Hillenberg, yeah.
Yeah, breast cancer. Damn it, man. I donated to her thing, her GoFundMe.
No.
But yeah, that's all we got in these episodes, I think.
That's all we got. So homework for next week.
Yes. Read more and watch more.
Read more and watch more. Read 86, Angel, and then watch.
Yeah, right. Hopefully you have the pages. have the screenshots.
It's the 50s that are missing.
Oh, okay.
It's 1956 to 1960, I think, are missing. What are they're somewhere.
Well, we love As the World Turns.
Yeah,
I'm hooked. As always, these damn soaps.
Oh, Douglas Marland, and who's sorely missed in this industry too. All right, so anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
No, I think we covered everything.
All right. Thank you for watching Queers and Soaps. You can follow us on all the socials. And until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.